Hey, and welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, Krong Chocolate, a show where we break verbal bread with a quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponent. Shout out to everybody on the Patreon enjoying this full episode. But if you're watching on YouTube, listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those other podcasting apps, and you're just getting 10 minutes, how about you subscribe to our $6 tier and you can get most dope, amazing episodes like this one. Check our episode descriptions. The link is there. Subscribe. Help out a podcast. But today we have a wonderful episode for you, Shady Gang. Manchester City, welcome in the WSL's new darlings, London City Lionesses. Is there any room in the league for another London club? Was all that spinning in the summer needed? Is there a player from one of Michelle Kang's other clubs that she might send on loan to LCL, even though she says she would never do that? Wink. Find out today with today's guest. First time on SOBP, representing the scrappy upstart that is London City Lionesses. Shady Gang, give it up for Nessy. How are you?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Way, come on, LCL.
Let's go. Okay, so before we get into all things LCL, I want to start with this. What is something that you think is overrated and underrated about football? It can be something as simple as I don't like collars on shirts. It can be something as like in-depth as a specific tactic you hate, or there's a chant, or anything or others, anything at all in football. What do you got for me? Let's start with underrated, because I feel I've learned people like to give something big ups before they slack something. So let's start out with what's underrated.
Underrated. I'm originally from Ireland, and I didn't realize when I moved here the impact that small grassroots clubs have. So in Ireland, we grow up with GAA football teams, and they're at the heart of the community. They really are. So if anything happens, the community, the football club get behind whatever it is, whether it's a cause, a charity, whether it's someone who needs support in the community, whatever it happens to be, the club are always there. And when you grow up and you're not in that environment, so in growing up in Ireland, it was predominantly GAA. But when you move to the UK and you realize that there are all these grassroots clubs that are not focused on, if you watch Match of the Day or ESPN or whatever channel you watch your football on, you don't see everything below the Premier League or the Championship or League 1 or 2, even lower than that. The non-league clubs that are there, that there could be 40 people coming along every week. There could be 100 people. There could be 200 people. But they're the heart of they're the beating heart of what really matters in the UK, I think. And it's so, so easy to overlook these clubs. And the more I find out about the Football Association here in the UK and how it works and how grassroots movements in football works in the UK, the more I just love them. The more I love them, to be quite honest with you. And that's how I got in to London City, or one of the reasons I got in, because they were a tiny club.
Yeah, they really were. And then Michelle King came in and blew up the spot. So that's completely understandable, which we'll get into momentarily. What is something that you think is overrated about football?
Erling Haaland.
Hey, I'm actually here for it. I think he is perfectly rated.
Well, I grew up a Liverpool supporter, so I have to say I don't have a choice.
That's fair. That is completely fair. Okay, so what specifically is overrated about him? Even though there are 10 people listening right now, and they're just like, "Hell yeah, give it to him! I love it."
No, I was really just trying to wind you up, to be honest.
Unfortunately, well, Fortunately, this is your first time on, so this is the nicest I will ever be to you. You can say whatever you want, and I'll just like, ha, 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 ha. And then the more you come on, then I'll show a little bit of teeth, and then a little more teeth, and naturally, it's always all love. Like the banter's here for it, but I'm here for it. Like Erling Haaland, he's a nothing but a poacher. He scores all of the goals. Like I'm personally with you. I was with you because there were a lot of the small parts of being a complete forward. He would talk about wanting to add on to his game. Pep would talk about adding to his game, but it just wasn't there. There are a lot of times City play this beautiful football, bing, 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 and then it hit Haaland, and it would just, this loud little thunk would go in my brain. And I just like, oh, it's just so ugly, so hideous. But this season, he has been able to add on this little depth of touch, which really haven't seen. He's made some really beautiful passes that have set up his teammates. And I'm like, who is this guy? So up until maybe a month ago, I would be all on you to dunk on him. So I guess next time you come on, you can try to find something else that might wind me up. Or there's actually plenty of time. I do get a little like protective over. We call them baby blue baddies. I get pretty protective over the baby blue baddies. So you might be able to get me. You might be able to get me. Or just be shaking over here. And I wish. See, and I'm completely here to listen and learn about London City Lioness because I am not the most familiar with them, but. So, I might shoot you a message on TikTok depending on the score. If London City handled their thing, you might not hear from me ever again. I'm just being honest.
Before we talk about London City, can I just pay tribute to Matt Beard, who tragically died this weekend?
Yes. Yeah.
Matt Beard was an amazing, amazing man. I've met him once. And I met him when Liverpool actually came to play London City in Prince's Park about a year and a half ago. They were playing in the FA Cup. And he always, from people I know who live in Liverpool, and because I grew up a Liverpool fan, I'm also involved in Liverpool, group chats and stuff like that. And from people who actually know him, he was just such a nice guy. Would always say hello, would always give you the time of day, and he's had an impact on so many players. And his reach and the drive that he had and the love that he had for women's football is just, I don't know if anybody, maybe Emma Hayes, but has had the impact on the overall game in England that Matt Beard has. He's worked with so many people, everyone from, like, he started off, he was a manager of Millwall. So London City split from Millwall in 2019. But way back in 2008, Matt Beard was managing there. 4 years later, he joined Liverpool. And he brought Liverpool to 2 WSL titles, and he worked with so many players that were involved with London City throughout the years as well. So let's say last year Megan Campbell was playing for Liverpool. He helped Ruesha Littlejohn get a club a couple of years ago, and even, as I said, with the WSL titles, our newest, or one of our newest signings, Katie Zellum, played and won 2 WSL titles with him with Liverpool. So he mightn't have been directly involved with London City, but the impact that Matt Beard had on the game is just so wide that when you see online how people are referring to him, it just shows how loved he was and how well respected he was. And the world is a darker place today because he's not around anymore.
Yes. So many, I'm reading and seeing so many testimonials from players who knew him, and Katie Zellum is one of them. because I'm an Angel City fan, so I still pay attention to Katie Zellum and Alana Kennedy. When we first started, we started this pod 4 years ago, and Liverpool were making, you could see the team was making some progress, and you could definitely tell it was Matt Beard. Everyone's always spoke so highly about Matt Beard. When he was let go by Liverpool, the whole pod felt that it was not fair